Hey guys, before we start our show, I want to tell y'all about our good friends at Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout is a podcast hosting site that we use, and to be honest, they make my life super easy when it comes to posting and uploading the weekly D. I simply just upload, publish, press what date I want it in, or I can either schedule it or post it the same day, put all our information or description, press upload, and boom, it's everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. It's super easy to use. And on top of that, they give you awesome tools like analytics and the clip maker. The clip maker is literally one of my favorite tools that they offer, and it's all included with our subscription. If you want to do your own podcast, please consider our Buzzsprout. I mean, they are awesome. I'm going to put a link in the description below that you can click on, and it'll take you to Buzzsprout with our special offer where you get a discounted rate, and on top of that, you get a Amazon $20 gift card. So don't forget Buzzsprout. It makes your life easier when it comes to hosting a podcast. Okay, guys, I also want to tell you about our friends at Little M Shop. You got a smelly car or a funky room? Maybe you got that stinky gym bag you forgot to empty out last week. Well, have no fear, because Little M is here. Little M offers some of the coolest looking and best smelling air fresheners in the game, with designs like Rad, Out of This World, and Be Cool, paired with amazing scents like Little Black Ice, that sweet cream that Dan loves to smell. He still puts it in his pillowcases till this day. At Miami Vice, Little M makes air fresheners that not only look cool but smell great. And if you're an Uber driver, I highly recommend having them because they are awesome conversation starters. They look awesome and they keep your car smelling great. So you'll only get that 5-star review, and you can refer them to Little M. Little M also has more products than just air fresheners. They now have accessories. They have journals, stickers, keychains, and so much more. Get you some Little M today at www.littlemshop.com. And lastly, before we start our show, this is one of my favorite sponsors, not only because they make an amazing product, but because the people there are awesome. Our last sponsor of the week, and my favorite by far, is Southern Star Brewing Company. They are located at 3525 North Fraser Street, Conroe, Texas 77303. Check them out, please, because they make amazing beers. They're amazing people. Go check out their tap room. Buy their beers at the grocery stores. Total Wine and More, Specs, Kroger, HEB, they all have their beers. And be on the lookout for their delicious low-calorie IPA. It's called Lil Cal. That's right, Lil Cal. It's a low-calorie IPA. It has all the amazing IPA flavors with only 100 calories. That's about the same as a Michelob Ultra. So, get you that beer. You won't be drinking piss water. You'll be drinking delicious Southern Star beer, and it only has 100 calories. Or if you're not feeling an IPA, you can go check out their Southern Brunch. It's a light and refreshing citrus shandy that literally tastes just like a mimosa. Right now, it's one of my favorites. Honestly, top 3 beers right now for me are Corova Shake, Southern Brunch, and that strawberry blonde, because I love that strawberry blonde. All in that order. Please go check them out. Get you some beers. Get you their Corova Shake. It tastes like a orange dreamsicle. Get you some Southern Brunch. All for the weekends. Saturday, have a little chicken and waffles with the Southern Brunch. You can't go wrong. Please check out our good friends at Southern Star. Go to the tap room. Tell them the Weekly D send you. All right, let's get on with the show. So today I have a very special guest on the podcast. I was very honored to have the opportunity to sit down and chop it up with him through Zoom. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him since I was in high school, and now he has become a grill master at Fire to Table. He just started his own business, and we got to sit down and talk about his meat. That's right, his meat, but not the meat you're thinking about. We talk steaks, more steaks, a little bit of brisket and some ribs. He's a really good friend. I had a great time just chopping it up with him. and it was his first interview, so please show him some love. And it was my first interview doing it solo dolo, so please show me some love. I hope you guys enjoy what we talk about. If you liked me having other people on this podcast and me interviewing them, let me know. Also, remember, give us a 5-star review on Apple iTunes. Give us a thumbs up on Spotify, and please just review us. Let us know how we're doing. If I suck, let me know. If I'm doing good, if you like what I'm doing, if you like the direction we're heading in, let me know. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Weekly D Pod, or you can follow myself at Danny_G951. I hope you guys enjoy what you hear. Thank you guys for giving us a shot. This is the Weekly D Podcast with Ivan Rosas from Fire to Table. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast episode. I'm your host, Danny G, and today we got a good friend of mine, a friend I've known since we were in high school. He's doing some good and awesome things right now. He just started his own business, and he's here to talk about it today. He is selling steaks and doing his thing, really. He gave me a sample. Let's just start off with that. He gave me a sample to try it, and I gotta admit, it was one of the best steaks I've ever had. Hands down. Please welcome my host today, Ivan Rosas from Fire to Table.
Hey, guys. What's up? Hey, Danny.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's start this off so it doesn't get too awkward real quick. I've known you since what? Since high school, probably freshman year?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, did you ever go to Lamar Junior High?
Yeah, I went, but
Yeah.
I was really new when I went to the junior high.
Oh, so didn't you move from somewhere?
From California, yeah.
California, there you go.
Yep.
I was like, I want to say California, but I didn't want to be wrong.
Yeah, man. I moved here in 2008 from California. Been here ever since.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So shit, 2008 till now. That's a good minute.
Have you been back?
Yeah, to California.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to visit as much as I can. Lately, I haven't gone in like maybe 2-3 years.
Okay.
That's just because I've been super busy trying to get a bunch of stuff started off here.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough about me. Let's talk about you, man. What have you been up to since the last time I talked to you, which was probably graduation day?
Dude,
how's life
oh my
treating you?
gosh. It's been such a trip, and I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just, man, like, you ever wonder, like, when you left Lamar and you're like, man, what am I gonna do now?
Yeah.
I'm sure every one of us was thinking that, and ever since graduation, I just followed the traditional route. I actually, in fact, I graduate. We all graduated. I remember, like, the first week of June or something like that.
Yeah.
And literally the next weekend, I attended my first college class.
Oh, really?
I was already So at San Jacinto in Pasadena, I went ahead and started. I got my basics out of the way, and at that time, you know how we did auto tech in high school.
Yeah.
I was trying to be a technician, and
Shit, weren't we all?
I was trying to pursue that Ford program, and at that time, it was me and Hector as well going to school together. We would, just
I used
drive over.
I used to ride with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I went to San Jac for like 3 weeks, and then I dropped out.
Oh, wow!
But those 3 weeks, I would ride up there with him. We used to carpool together.
Yeah, so I did that for 2 years. Actually, yeah, I did my auto tech for like maybe a year, and then I just decided, man, this is not for me. So
Mm-hmm.
then I changed. I actually did not change. Um, what do you say, major? I just basically finished my basics.
Okay.
Your math, your history, whatever. So that way, because I already had, I guess I developed a plan to transfer to University of Houston, and after 2 years, I transferred over, and it was crazy, man. Dude, almost every person who goes to school is gonna change their major
Yeah.
like 5, 6 times, and that was my story.
Oh, was it?
I was yeah. So I went from auto tech to psychologist to engineer, and I think I landed finally on just business.
Yeah. Damn, you were all
And so
over
I
the place, man.
Yeah, dude. And
I,
if I could tell like the younger generation, I would just tell them, make sure you try your best to know what you want to do, because some of those credits you get do not transfer over to your degree,
oh, that's
which
right.
means more money spent. So, yeah, I spent a lot of money.
Damn. Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, I didn't.
Yes.
I would have probably been in the same boat if I would have actually gone. But
Yeah.
I ended up dropping out. I was like, man, I'm making money. I'm good. But
Yeah.
it
So,
is what it is. I ended up still being. I'm still a tech. I'm a diesel tech, but for construction equipment now, and a
that's pretty cool
podcaster.
though.
So
Yeah. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna end up with. So after after I finished school, actually the last half of my school at University of Houston, I was blessed. I got a pretty good job, and once I finished school, I got like a instant promotion, which was pretty good, and that actually prompted me to just go ahead and save money and go ahead and start getting that engagement ring, because at the time
yeah.
I was already maybe 4 or 5 years dating with my wife now. So then I proposed after I graduated, or actually, yeah, during the party. It was pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool. Um, so then, dude, finished school, got engaged, got married. We moved out.
Yeah.
You know, it's yeah, it's crazy.
Damn, that's awesome, man. How'd y'all meet? Because you're saying y'all started dating in 2013. That was literally a year after we graduated high school.
Yeah. So we met at church.
Ah, okay.
She was a part of the choir,
Uh huh.
and I was a sacristan. I was like the guy that was there very first thing in the morning to open the doors for everyone, and
Yeah.
I was the last one out. So
Okay.
it's pretty funny. I was like, man, that girl's cute.
Dude, that's funny because my girlfriend actually met her at church too. But I met her in shit. When was it? I met her when I first moved down here. That was like one of the first people I met.
Oh,
And
wow.
throughout high school, I asked her out like 3, 4 times, and she rejected me every time, dude.
Damn.
And it's so crazy, you know. During high school, we were like best friends. We were super close, and then we kind of like fell off right after we graduated. We went our own ways, and somehow, full circle, 2 years ago, we got back together. So it's been pretty
Dude, that's
dope.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
yeah. It's crazy how life works out, man. It trips me out.
Yeah. And I guess like after you know, dude, it's so funny. And I know I'm just 26.
Hmm.
I'll be 27 next June, but I know like there's a certain age you get, like maybe in your mid 30s or maybe 40s. They
Hmm.
call it a midlife crisis. I
Yeah.
think I had that a little early. Don't get me wrong, like dude, I'm blessed. I can't complain, but I just started saying like, man, like I want to do something different,
Yeah.
and like you, man, like I've been, I watch everybody through social media every now and then. We're all
Uh-huh.
busy, but like you, I was like, man, you know what? Let me just start doing this thing with Fire to Table,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like an instant kind of thing.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah,
it,
it's a
it,
weird process, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Cause
I,
like with the whole podcasting thing, like I kicked it around with two of my friends for 3 years. I was kicking it around. I was like, come on, guys, let's do a podcast or let's do YouTube. Let's do something. Because, I mean, we were a bunch of idiots. We used to always go get drunk and go to brewery hopping and stuff. That's actually how this podcast started. We used to always go brewery hopping. We would meet the owners. Because we would always bullshit with everybody. We're social drunks. And, you know, I was like, man, I'm bored with what I'm doing. I enjoy doing this part of life where I'm out and about talking to people, and yeah, like I just kept kicking it around, and finally one of my friends, he was like, all right, dude, let's do it. And we started it. He helped me start it all up. We build it up, and you know, he's like, man, and recently he was like, man, it's time for me to go another avenue. I want to go back to school and I want to concentrate on that. And I was like, all right, cool, man, like, you do you. I always appreciate that you helped me do this, and you always got a seat here. But, you know, I'm gonna keep pushing this on. And now that we've built a following, we've kind of built up you know, we just built around it and built people and built a bunch of connections. I was like, man, let me turn the page on this podcast and let me start bringing my friends that I see are doing stuff. Because like you said, you know, you're always watching social media. You see the people we graduated with. You see some of our close friends. You're like, damn, everyone's doing their own thing. And when I saw that, I was like, well, I got a podcast already. I got a following. I got a social media following. I was like, let me get people that I know that I find interesting and that they're doing their own thing and they're being creative. Let me get them on here and let's you know, chop it up. Let's promote one another. Let's put on for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so like when I saw you doing this, like, cause, well, yeah, when I saw you doing this, I was like, man, like that's really dope. He's taking his own avenue, creating his own thing, and that's when we kind of all started hitting each other up, right? Because you tagged me on Facebook, and I was already talking to some other friends about bringing them on here. And then you released your social media, because I remember watching you cooking steaks on your Facebook and your Instagram. And I was like, damn, this dude's really into, like, you know, cooking and grilling. I was like, I wonder what he's gonna do with it. And then you came out with Fire to the Table, and I was like, oh shit, that's what he was doing. He was prepping himself.
Yeah, you know, it's like I don't think I would be the type of person that would just step out and you know, do this, you know, because it's definitely a risk, you know, and there's definitely that uncertainty with it, you know, and it's all about what you want to do. Like, what kind of goals do you have with it? And like, I had millions of questions. I'm like, what if? And I think at one point over time, I just said, you know what? Let me just do it, you know, and I'll learn everything on the way, you know, with everything that comes with it. So, you know, it was funny because my wife, you know, she's way better at social media, and, you know, she's way better at those kinds of things. And I was asking her, like, okay, so if I create this, you know, what, like, do I make a separate page or this and that? And what kind of logo, oh, dude, it was just, you know, but, you know, all of that is exciting, you know, because I guess it motivates you. And if you're really going to stick to it, like, it's your own, you know, and you just go on and run with it, you know. So, you know, yeah, I'm pretty happy that I've started this, and it's not just me running this; it's also my wife.
Okay.
And yeah,
dude, that's dope. So let me get to one of the first questions I had written down. When you were doing all this, like, what first off, what got you into grilling? Like, how did that passion grow or come to be?
Dude, I mean, I want to pin it back to going to those carne asadas with my family, you know?
Okay.
Like, my uncles would always have the grill wide open, fires all up, and they would just grill fajitas and all that. And my aunts and mom would do the rice and stuff like that, and you know, traditional stuff that. And I don't know, like, I've always watched, like, I guess I've always hung out with them as they were cooking and just watching them, you know, kind of listening to their tips and stuff like that. Can you imagine the Mexican music in the
Oh
background?
yeah, yeah, buddy. I know what
So
that's like.
yeah, so I guess I just had a small. It's like a snowball effect. It just started to grow on me. I'm like,
Hmm.
wow, like this looks pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you on that one. It's crazy because in Hispanic culture, food's the biggest thing. Food
Oh,
brings
dude,
everyone
yeah,
together, and I mean that's dope. That's kind of what started it, and then yeah, like it starts your passion. It makes you interested in different things, right? Like for me, when I was younger, and it was that I was always interested in what people were drinking, like what beer they were drinking and stuff like that. And it's weird because as I grew up and I got to the age where I could drink and stuff, like that's
yeah,
all I wanted to know. I was like, I want to learn about beer. So
yeah.
I started taking classes on how to pair beer, how to pair wine, like what
Oh,
alcohols go with
wow.
what. And then, I started brewery hopping, which became like this huge passion for me, just like going to different breweries, getting to know the people that run them, kind of see
Yeah,
how their mind works to come up with these delicious beers. And, it's funny because when like I said, when this started, it was all just a passion project. It was all just
yeah.
for fun, just an excuse for me and Dan, my friend, to go to places and get drunk and just BS with people. And with that, the passion grew, and we actually got sponsored by a brewery last year, which was super
Wow,
dope. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
so,
I think I saw you post that at that time. I'm like, damn, dude.
yeah. It's funny, dude, because like we got on this huge wave right off the bat. Like people started following us, and numbers started growing, and we all of a sudden we went to a brewery, and they're like, "Hey, we like you guys. You guys are funny. We want to sponsor you."
Wow,
And we're like,
that's
"Word," and
awesome.
they're like, "Yeah." So we got a Southern Star sponsorship, and then it's been dope ever since because they give us free beer, they let us promote for them, and fun stuff like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, and I don't know, like, so funny story to add to that. You know, when I met Jen, it took us about a year for us to finally like date.
Mm-hmm.
It was a whole mess, but anyways, it's like your usual love story. But
Uh-huh.
um, so when I started finally dating Jen, I got to meet her parents, and I
Uh-huh.
started coming over on the weekends, and spend time with them as well. And one day, and this was like maybe fast forward 2 years in our relationship, I started growing on them and stuff like that. And the dad, and at this point, I still have not yet grilled myself. Like,
Really?
I
Okay.
haven't, yeah, I have not touched the grill at all. And this was maybe like 2014, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And so the dad, my father-in-law, just said, "Hey, why don't you just, hey, why don't you just make us some stuff?"
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I was nervous, dude, because I mean, it sounds funny, dude, but I'm like, I don't even know how to turn the charcoal on.
Oh,
It
really?
was,
So you were super
yeah, dude.
green when it came to grilling?
Yeah, I was super green. Even though I've seen my uncles do it all the time, it's just
Uh-huh.
there's a different aspect to it when you start actually doing it.
Yeah.
And that's yeah. So yeah, it all started like that. He just because he was the cook. He was the grill person every weekend.
Oh,
Um,
dang. No pressure
yeah,
there.
yes, I know, dude. And on top of that, like her family's huge, and like they all have this like just some sort of unity, and like
Uh-huh.
if you mess with one, you mess with all. It's like
Damn, okay.
anyway,
So it's a
yeah. So
tight
the
group.
pressure was on. Yeah, so I just started grilling, man, and I don't know, dude, it just grew on me.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So
that's dope, man. So with grilling, I mean, everyone finds their thing, right? Like what kind of meat they like to grill, how they like to do it, their prep work. What was kind of like the process for you figuring out what you liked and what you like to cook?
well, definitely at that time it was like what was easiest and what
Okay.
was the most delicious.
Uh huh.
Um, at that point, I wouldn't even consider trying to do any kind of brisket or ribs, because that's more tedious, more it takes more time. There's
Yeah.
just so much more conditions with it. So at first I started doing simple things like fajitas, burgers, and chicken,
Okay.
and kind of seeing like how long it takes for it to cook,
Mm-hmm.
it's so yeah, man, it just slowly but surely I started doing other things, and
Okay.
then I guess the more you do it, the more you get accustomed to the fire, because
Mm-hmm.
I think the fire is like one of the most important things to know about,
Yeah.
how to maintain it, how to have proper fire.
Yeah. I saw that you use like one of those fire starter can things. Is that what it's called? A
Yeah,
fire starter, right? Where
y-
you put your charcoal
uh,
in and then you light
yeah,
it.
yeah, charcoal chimney.
There we go. That's what it's called. So
Yeah.
how'd you figure that one out? Did you just try different things and you're like, okay, this works for me, or?
So I didn't really did so my uncles, they were all limited to just fajitas. I'm like, okay, well that doesn't cut it for me. I want to grow. I want to do more things,
Uh huh.
and they all start their fire with lighter fluid. And at the time, it when you start with it, it's easy because all you got to do is just spray it on there.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started looking at, okay, I want like a cleaner fire. So I started looking at YouTube for guidance, and I looked at all these videos and how you do these certain things, and just then I started doing that and practicing,
Uh
and
huh.
finally, man, like I finally got like a little rhythm going.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. YouTube's awesome, dude.
Oh, for sure,
YouTube is
for
freaking
sure.
awesome. It taught me
With
how to set up everything on my podcast. I didn't know anything. Like I had DJed
yeah,
before, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be the same thing. Nope. The way you set up mics, the way you set up mixers is completely different.
yeah, and that's always like, you can always look at other people do it, but it's all about practice too. You got to find out what works for you and your application.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, as long as you're wanting to learn how to do things,
Yeah, it takes a little bit of passion, don't you think? Like,
it does,
like to have that
because it
will.
it helps you. I guess it helps you maintain persistency because
Mm-hmm.
if it just aggravates you over time, you're not going to want to do it anymore. But
Yeah.
I guess that's what helped me to realize, okay, this is something that I actually like doing,
Yeah. 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 That's for sure. Yeah.
and it,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
it's so, and with that, it's not just like don't get me wrong, food obviously my passion too,
Mm-hmm.
but something I also like is, when you actually get the hang of it and when you start delivering good food,
Yeah.
it makes everyone happy. And that's also another part that's like the rewarding part.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I bet that's super awesome when you go take something and everyone's like, "Oh, dang!" Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone, like, dude, it's so funny because everyone in Jen's family, my friends are all like, oh, dude, let's go to Ivan's,
Uh
or
huh.
yeah, the weekend, that he's cooking, or it's just funny because it's like they still to this day ask me like, is it okay, if you cook? I'm like, don't even ask. I know it's okay.
So,
It's like,
are you the chef now in the family, or the grill master, so to say?
yeah, yeah. It's funny because like they'll be like, we went to the store and we bought this and that, and we are hoping you could make it, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, cool.
That's dope, man. That's really
Yeah.
dope. Do you remember like the first steak you made that came out like exactly how you wanted it?
Yes. I was very surprised. It's actually the picanha, which is what I
Mm-hmm.
what I sampled you.
Yeah, dude, that steak was amazing. Like, I love steak. My favorite thing is going out and eating a good steak. But that steak you gave me, dude, it was perfectly cooked. Perfectly
Yeah.
cooked. Like, even after reheating it, it was just perfect.
Yeah, and I like that's another thing too that I'm trying to like uh get better at is how can I conserve the heat of
Hmm.
the steak, once it comes off the grill, and how much time do I have until it starts, cooling down more. But
Yeah.
pretty much yeah, the picanha is where it all started, I guess.
Yeah. And what made you choose the picanha?
So I have never heard of this kind of cut, you know. Slowly but surely, I started to know about the ribeyes, New
Mm-hmm.
York strips, filet mignons, all that stuff. But I I followed this guy on YouTube, and shout out to Guga Foods and Suvia Everything if anyone knows them. Uh, but anyway, he's Brazilian,
Okay.
and he loves picanha. And like he would make some videos ever since he started his channel, like about several years ago. He first started doing like picanha, the stuff that he loves to make. And I'm
Gotcha.
like, picanha, like what is that? And it actually is. It's like it all started in Argentina, where
Okay.
it all got famous. It's just this cut that's right above it's like the rump cap.
Okay. Okay.
It's got a fat cap, but it's like a top sirloin, so it's
Mm-hmm.
very tender.
Yeah.
Although, even though it's got a lot of fat, that fat is not hard. It's actually a soft fat,
Mm-hmm.
so it's even better than the fat of a ribeye.
Is that's what keeps it juicy, right? Because
Yes,
I noticed it was super tender, super juicy, and
yeah,
like I took it home, right? Well, I took it to my girlfriend's house because I was heading that way, and literally I popped the package open, and I was like, "Oh shit, it smells amazing!" And instantly she smelled it, and then her little brother smelled it, and they both came running into the kitchen. They're like, "Ooh, what do
yeah.
you got?" And I was like, well, my buddy, you know, he is starting his business, and he gave me this to sample. I was like, y'all want to try it? Next thing I know, everyone in her house was there. They got like 8 people there, and everyone was there, and we were just like slicing it up, and everyone tried it. Everybody loved it. Everybody,
Oh,
even
dude, that's awesome.
the youngest, pickiest eater, he saw it and he's like, "Ooh, that looks good." And he's like, "Can I try it?" And he smelled it and he looked at it and then he ate it and he's like, "Ooh, I want more." And I think he ended up fighting with someone for the last piece. So
That's awesome.
you got an amazing product, man. Um,
Yeah,
Besides picanha, do you do any other steaks, or are you
yeah,
planning on
yeah.
moving up to other things, or is it right now just picanha?
Yeah, so right now with my menu, it's small, and it's actually small on purpose because I didn't want to start with a huge menu and
That's the worst.
start.
Don't do
Yeah, and
that.
yeah, dude, I would be all over the place, you know. But yeah, dude, I do sirloins, which is
Okay.
I would say an affordable cut.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I do New York strips, ribeyes, tenderloins, and picanha. And I've also I'm going to expand to do like tri-tip, which is
Okay.
you know kind of
Yeah.
like kind of like picanha, but it's a little more like the fajita texture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then of course like soon I will start to do ribs, brisket,
I saw that on your Instagram, man. I was like, damn, this guy's really stepping it up.
Yeah, yeah. So like, and I've already had plenty of practice of
Mm-hmm.
doing all this, at the hangouts that we do here at the family. So then, I just want to like before I roll it out, I just want to make sure that I have everything down. Like, because one thing is to just do some backyard barbecue, backyard
Yeah.
grilling, but another thing is to actually make sure you deliver a good product, and that's
Yeah.
what I want to make sure.
Do you,
So
oh, I was gonna say, do you think you take a little bit extra pride since your name's behind this and it's your business,
definitely,
your passion?
definitely, because every barbecuer, every grill master, every
Mm-hmm.
chef, every whoever has their own touch.
Yeah.
And your ribs are going to be different from my ribs. It's not to say that I wouldn't say it's the superior kind of ribs,
Uh
but
huh.
it's just like, oh man, like this ribs from this person's just like, oh,
Yeah.
die for. Like with picanha, it's like, man, this dude's picanha is really good.
Oh yeah,
So
dude. For sure. Like on my my little book where I have all my favorite barbecuers and stuff. You're there. Picanha steaks, Ivan.
yeah, and of course, like, um, so like I think I'm gonna do like seasonal kind of things. Like I'll I'll probably remove most of the items from my menu for just a for just a time period,
Mm-hmm.
and introduce a new time period. Well, where I will say, okay, I'm going to offer brisket, pork shoulder,
Okay.
stuff like that, because those things actually take like hours and hours to do, and I don't want to mix those things yet with like steak and chicken,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, because I'm basically starting slow, right?
Yeah. No,
I'm,
that's the best thing, man. Because when I was in high school, I opened my own food truck. Had my parents operate it, but I did all the menu and stuff,
yeah,
and I screwed up. I screwed up from the jump. I had a menu that was way too big to handle on a food truck. It took way too much effort, way too much time to get all the products, and too much money.
yeah,
At the end of the day, I ran the business down because I was spending all this money on all these different things and not being able to sell everything because my menu was way too big. So
yeah.
inventory definitely kills if you're not moving it fast enough.
Yeah, and that's why when I contact everyone, or whoever messages me, I tell them that everything's made per
Mm-hmm.
order, and I resource everything for your order specifically.
Okay.
So that's why I ask for like at least 2 days in advance. I could do one day in advance.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I also have a full-time schedule, so I have
Yeah.
to make sure I set aside some time to go look for whatever it is you want
Mm-hmm.
and prepare for it and all that, because I actually have for my steaks, and actually for any kind of meat, even brisket especially is more important to do this. I salt my meat overnight,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I don't just do everything last minute. I actually take the time to do everything,
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense, dude. I know personally that seasoning your meat ahead of time, 3 to 4 days before you actually cook,
yeah,
changes it completely.
yeah,
It allows the meat to absorb the flavors, to absorb the salt, and the salt tenderizes it. So I completely understand there. I was actually going to ask you that, like, is there a grace period for from when you order to when you get it, or things like
yeah,
that? So that's good to
yeah.
know.
Yeah, and I have accepted some orders where it was like the morning of, and they wanted it like the lunchtime or something,
Oh
and
damn.
I'll tell them, okay, I'll work with you, because they'll tell me, well, I gotta do something, and I won't be really available till like next week or so, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and so, that's another, I guess, advantage that someone would have, would you be willing to make some room, would you be willing to make it happen? And I'm all about customer service,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll do my best, to serve you. So
Yeah. That's what's
yeah.
up, man. I know that gets difficult sometimes because, like I
Yeah,
said, I do this podcasting thing and then I work a full time job. And on top of that, I do side work. So,
yeah,
I'm all over the place. And then I also do like recording and stuff, like video recording and stuff for other people. So I'm always booked. I'm always running around. And I know sometimes it gets frustrating
yeah,
or it gets hard. Not frustrating. It gets hard to just like keep up with everything, keep up with
yeah.
everyone's like orders or wants. So
I have to like, or I guess I've developed some kind of system now where, I take your order, I write it down, I put
mhm,
it in my phone, and, through iCloud, I'm able to see it on
mhm.
my iPad as well. So I'm able to, keep everything in track. What do I need? I'm not going to go to the store 4 or 5 different times.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and go to the store just once and come back and just get what I need, and,
Mhm.
make it. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that I'm learning still, but I would say it's like I would say the best part of it. You're
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah. I bet. And I know how that feels, man. It's an awesome feeling. So you have these different cuts of meat, different kinds of steaks, and you do sides as well, right?
Yeah.
Like what options are there? Let's say I wanted to order today, and I wanted to order a picanha with, a side. What options do you have on your menu there?
So I started with the things that we know right
Mm-hmm.
off the bat, because don't get me wrong, there's a lot of sides that we know how to do, but again, it's about making sure we deliver a good quality product to
Mm-hmm.
you, not just to our family. You know, we
Yeah.
feed our family anything, you know. No, I'm just kidding. So with the sides right now, we're doing mashed potatoes, we're
Okay.
doing baked potatoes, loaded. You
I,
know, of course, I can leave you
yeah.
the option of a regular one, but I'm actually giving you a loaded baked potato. Your greens, you know, such as broccoli, asparagus, mixed vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I'm also considering doing other stuff as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I was wondering, like, well, I was thinking, I was like, man, he's doing all of this. Like, how does he have the time? Because, like you said, you have a full time job. Do you sell throughout the week, or is it just weekends? Or
It's mostly weekends.
uh-huh.
Some people like in the very beginning of this, I did have maybe one or two orders like on Tuesday or Thursday, but for the most part, everyone's been ordering for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's okay by me. You know, I've actually like I guess after doing all this, I guess for a little over a month now, I would say that that's actually the best way to do it right now for me because of
Yeah.
course, you know, working a full-time schedule, it's just very, very hard and it would
Yeah.
stress me out so much if I do like weekdays.
Yeah.
So,
I bet. And do you offer takeout, right? Like you go deliver it. And it's or do
yeah,
people have the option to pick it up from you too?
well, I do tell some of them, hey, you know, you're always more than welcome. Which
Uh-huh.
in some instances, yes, some people have came and picked it up, but I always tell them I also deliver. You know, just because I know the like how good it is to just have someone deliver your food. You know,
Yeah.
um, so yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
yeah.
Crap, dude. I was gonna ask you something. I had it in my head while you were talking, and then I start like I'm listening to you and I'm thinking like ahead. And I had a
Dude, I'm
question.
actually getting hungry a little bit talking
Yeah,
about all this
I know,
food.
man. I know.
I may hit. I may have to hit up Jack in the Box or something.
Yeah, man. I got home and I was like, crap. I gotta get dressed. I gotta set everything up. So I skipped dinner. I think after this, I'm gonna definitely have to go get some food.
Yeah.
Oh, the other question I was gonna ask you was, so besides grilling, do you ever cook at home? Like, are you into cooking in the kitchen, or is it just grilling for you?
Yeah, yeah. You know, so I also love cooking other things in the kitchen. You know, I love fish. I
Mm-hmm.
love salmon. I love all kinds of like I'm trying to think red snapper. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
tilapia, obviously.
Uh huh.
And I've you know researched new recipes of how to like cook it. You know, and I actually also do steaks on the stove with a
Okay.
cast iron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with butter and
Butter and rosemary.
rosemary.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's up.
And you know, so yeah, I always like to do new things. I
Mm-hmm.
always like to try new things, and that's actually how I am getting used to like how can we bring flavor to this type of dish, you know?
Yeah.
And you just gotta like you really do have to experiment a whole lot, you know?
Oh yeah,
It's a lot
man.
of trial and error.
Yeah, I bet. I know the kitchen's one of those things where, or at least for me, like I love it because as well I grew up in a very Hispanic Mexican household, and cooking's like a huge thing. You know, from making tamales, then having everyone
Yeah.
over to the pozoles, the carne asadas, the tacos. You know, and I really got deep into wanting to learn how to cook. So my mom taught me like a bunch of stuff. But every now and then I like to dabble with different things and experiment. And sometimes they're great. Sometimes the dog won't even touch it.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I also have a Blackstone flat top.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
it's like
nice.
yeah, yeah, you
Very
can make,
nice.
you know, tacos. You can make
Yeah.
tacos of bistec or something.
Hmm.
That's also something that I'm, you know, trying to learn. You know,
Yeah.
I just want to know how to cook different things at on different cook different foods on different things if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Have you ever tried like cooking different like wild game or stuff like that?
Yeah, deer obviously.
Deer?
I haven't done this yet. I want to do like a whole pig, not like a big one, but like baby pig.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and that's gonna come in time. I actually want to get
Uh,
a huge smoker, and put it
oh,
in there.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what you're trying to do? Smoke a pig or like
yeah,
do it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do that because I haven't done that, and I want to. And man, I've had actually like whole pig like that before,
Roasted?
dude. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's just a lot of things I want to get.
Yeah. That's like that's one thing I love about the Mexican culture, man, is the different styles of cooking. Like sometimes you just dig a hole in the ground and throw a big old pot full of barbacoa covered with plantain leaves and
Oh yeah,
oh, it's the best. Yeah, I actually
I know.
what was it 3 years ago? I went hog hunting,
Mm,
and I think I got like 5 hogs. They're about 80 pounds a piece.
wow.
And I watched a couple YouTube videos, learned how to butcher a hog. I butchered it,
Wow.
and I made carnitas. I made pork belly,
Damn.
and what else did I make? And I made cueritos out of the hogs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
dude. That's.
it was awesome, man. I bought a big old castle. It was
Oh yeah.
yeah. I bought it at a flea market actually. I went with my mom one day, and she's like, "Okay, we're gonna go find the castle." We went to probably 4 different flea markets, and
Yeah.
finally we found one at the right price. And I was like, I gotta have this. And then right after that, I went hog hunting, and it
Dang.
was dope, dude. I was surprised how good hog meat is when it's fresh.
How does it compare with regular pork?
It's a lot cleaner, And
Hmm.
after watching a bunch of YouTube videos, I learned that you can get the gamey taste out of it
Hmm.
by soaking it in buttermilk. So what I did
Oh,
was
okay.
I went hunting. And that night, when I got all the hogs, I came home, I washed them, cleaned them up, butchered them, and I threw them in a cooler full of ice and salt. And I left the meat in there for a night and let it all marinate with the ice and salt, and it actually tenderized it. And then the next day, I put them in Ziploc bags with buttermilk,
Yeah.
and I vacuum sealed it and froze it. And then the weekend after is when I got the caso. So we threw everything in that day, and it came out amazing, man.
Wow.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's good. I also want to do like lamb,
Ooh, okay.
stuff like
Some
that.
lamb chops.
So yeah,
Yeah.
or well, I've actually done lamb legs, but I haven't done them on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
I've done them in the oven. Um, so yeah, just want to move towards that a little bit, try and experiment.
Okay. And besides grilling, like, what's your favorite kind of food?
Besides grilling, my favorite food, um, it's actually I gotta give it to seafood, but specifically, well, any kind of fish, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But sushi,
Sushi.
man, yeah. Like
Okay.
if I could just like skip a day of grilling or cooking or something like that, I would. I definitely look forward to going to a really good sushi place.
Yeah. You got any good spots to go to?
Yeah, local here in Richmond, there's a place called Ninjas. Um,
Okay.
that I remember that's actually off of 359,
Uh
off of
huh.
90. It's
Really?
it's near Pecan Grove over there.
Okay. Is it new
Uh,
or?
no, it's been there actually for quite a while now. I remember when they first opened. Um, They're right there, yeah, by Pecan Grove in that area. There's like a strip right there where there's a 49, no, not
Oh,
49,
Niners.
Niners grill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
in that same strip. I
Okay.
love that place. And there's obviously a couple places in Houston
Mm-hmm.
that I really like to go to. But yeah, dude, just
Have you?
eating sushis.
Yeah. Have you
And
ever
I'm not
been?
talking,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
huh? I'm not talking about like um, your traditional you know, cooked sushi
Mm-hmm.
or those rolls or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I love those rolls as well, but I love eating sashimi and
Sushimi?
nigiri and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
dope,
stuff's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I actually love going to this place called Keepers. It's on Highway 6, and I think it's Highway 6. I can't remember the other street. What is it? Damn, I can't remember how. I think it's Highway 6 in Sweetwater or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's called Keepers. It's next to. It has a HEB across from it. It's actually really, really good. It's one of the freshest places I've had. Like where you can taste that the fish is. It was caught that day or the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I gotta try it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we've been recording for quite a minute, man. I think we're at the part of the interview where I just ask you some rapid fire questions. You answer to the best of your abilities. All right?
All right.
All right. Number one is what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
The first thing I do when I wake up, I go to the restroom. And then I go get a cup of coffee.
Okay, that's what's up. Do you prefer hot or cold?
I prefer cold.
Cold? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Chocolate or vanilla?
I prefer. Oof, dude, that's a tough question there. Chocolate.
Chocolate? Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You seem more like a vanilla guy, but.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite artist at the moment?
Favorite artist, dude? I'm gonna have to give it to Donkin.
Dawkins? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Classic
what's up.
rock.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, I didn't expect that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I had to think about it. I was like, Dawkins. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, shit, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, my final question for you is if you could cook for any celebrity chef or anyone, who would you want to cook for?
Man, I'm gonna have to go with Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay?
Because yeah, we know I don't know, like for me it's all about personality, and I think this dude just has a great personality. I know he would be very, very critique and all that stuff, but I don't care. Just to cook for him would be nice.
Yeah, dude, he's by far my favorite chef. Like I find him so entertaining and so interesting, and I like how meticulous he is with things.
Yeah,
he gets a lot of hate for being an asshole or for being real strict, but when you actually pay attention to what he says, he's so into what he does that it has to be perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
And I find that super dope. All right, man. I really appreciate you making some time to sit down and talk with me, man. It was awesome. It was lots of fun.
Yeah.
Do you want to plug your Instagram and stuff to everybody where they can find you?
Yeah, on Instagram, you can just search Fire to Table. You could also search my Instagram account, iRosas2, and you can also find my page that way. On Facebook, it's the same thing. You can search Fire to Table, or you can search my name, Ivan Rosas, and you can also look at my stuff through my account. So
okay,
yeah, sweet,
man. Thank you again for doing this with me. It was fun, and we'll definitely do it again, man.
Yeah, man, and you'll have to reach out to me sometime, or maybe just figure out when we could all hang out.
Oh hell yeah, man! Have you tried those micheladas that Fabian sells? The michelada mix?
Nah, I didn't know he sells those.
Yeah, dude. Richard and Hector are always over there with them.
What?
And his cousin makes it. And I hit up his cousin recently, and me and him are trying to work something out where he's gonna sponsor this podcast, and I'm gonna hook him up with. I'm gonna try to hook him up with Southern Star. So maybe one of these days we can get together and I'll get some beer.
Dude.
We'll buy some meat, grill it all up, and just hang out.
Dude, I'd be happy to, man.
Yeah, I think that'd be dope to do a good old auto tech reunion.
Yeah, man. Just let me know, dude. Let me know.
All right, man. Yeah, I'm gonna work this stuff out, and hopefully I'll be able to get back with you in a couple of weeks about it. But for sure, I'm gonna hit you up personally to get some more steaks, maybe a steak dinner.
Dude.
This was awesome. Thank you again for giving us some time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the show.
All right. Thanks, Daniel.
All right. Thank you, man.
All right.
Disney, they tricked me, had me wishing on a shooting star. But now I'm 20-something, I still know nothing about who I am or what I'm not. So call me a pessimist, but I don't believe in it. Finding a true love's kiss is bullshit. 'Cause I felt sad love, and I felt bad love. Sometimes happy love turns into giving up. And I felt hurt love, about the word love. What the hell is love supposed to feel like? What the hell is love? What the hell is love? What the hell is love supposed to feel like? I'm mad at Disney, they tricked me. No more wishing